You're live.
Oh, thank the heavens. Thank the heavens. And whatever this may be. Now, as you probably don't know, I'm heading off to bed. But I thought, while we're heading to bed, I nearly pulled you all off the edge of whatever it was. Off the precipice. It'd be like, oh, we're all about to die. Oh, hallelujah. This is a straight in and go, so to speak. Yeah, this is a follow-up. This is a follow-up from last night's this is a follow-up from a video I put earlier on about not doing behind the scenes videos, because I don't know, it's not sort of behind the scenes as the video intended to be. What happened to my bag? There it is. Now, the thing is, the more sort of back to weekly vlogs, the more sort of back to weekly vlogs, and technically, I've lost a subscriber or two, which doesn't hurt me, to be frankly honest. But it's not a good thing to see, when you've lost a subscriber. Because I do look and everything. And when a couple of my videos dropped in views, I sound like one of these monetized channels, don't I? Oh, I dropped in views this week. That was pretty crap. Well, it should be. You should care about these things. Okay, I'm not monetized yet, but in a couple of years, I hope to be monetized. Well, next year, we hope to be going down some route, some path. But I mean, I don't want to be PewDiePie or Mr. Beast or any of those. That's not what I intend to be. I intend to be me. I mean, YouTube, going back 10 years ago, was raw and uncut for most of us, until people ruined it. You had people abusing the platform for various reasons. And you had some awful family vlog content. I don't even know why that was a genre. It was like the vlogging became it became unintended. It became to the point where people how can I put it into words, really? They exposed what they shouldn't have exposed. Things that should have been left at home or not left at home, if you know what I mean. But that's the problem. And the behind the scenes were just me sort of like going, I mean, that was in COVID time, in lockdown time, where I was doing what a lot of the world wasn't doing. You know, I don't normally flush, but I've just thrown a tissue down there. I need to throw a lot of tissue in there, actually. Anyway, and of course, Kevin Chapman, he'd stopped doing his vlogging towards the beginning of lockdown. No, it wasn't the beginning. It was the following year. He said, "That's it. I'm not vlogging anymore. Can't do anything in lockdown, can we?" So he'd stopped making content in that side of lockdown. And a guy called Ollie Vlogs just came on the news, and I thought, do you know what? I was actually thinking of how to carry on YouTube anyway. I was going to carry on YouTube, because that was just how I was. I wasn't thinking down that, I wasn't thinking, oh, you know, uh, I wasn't thinking on the Kevin Chapman side of things. Oh, I can't do a video because, it's like, oh, I can't, because people are going out and doing. But I wasn't doing that. I was, at least I was doing something. My presence was still there online, and all the rest of it. It wasn't just an online presence. I think for just people watching to know that I was around and still doing all right, and I was still here. I was still alive. Even when I got COVID and never told people I got COVID, I was still doing YouTube. And that's the thing. You can do YouTube, and still, still survive, still thrive, still survive. Um, Whereas others, I understand, they can't or don't feel that they have the energy to do so. And that's, excuse me, you know, but at the time, there was no law against doing YouTube. The police weren't saying, no, you can't do YouTube. The authorities were saying you can't do YouTube. And so the videos continued and the channel blew from there, especially when I was going over to Rosebank and they let us go over and they let us come out. And it showed how happy I was to see Thomas. It showed, and I was showing people, I was documenting things that I don't think Rosebank were. So my channel blew from that day forward. And um, it's just one of the things. And I think the videos are picking up at the moment. They're starting to pick up a little bit. Because we're at that time of year, January's been a bit of a doom and gloom month. Everything can go wrong, has gone wrong, off the camera, but technically they'll pick up. The videos will pick up, and I'm still doing the videos. They're not going to be behind the scenes. It's all that's changing. I'm not doing rubbishy challenges like people do. I'm not doing none of that. Whoops. But this channel, so a lot of people, when they talk of this channel, they see it as a vlog channel anyways. They saw it as a vlog channel before it actually became a vlog channel. So it's how my audience have seen it, not how I've seen it. You got to remember, all I've been working on quite recently is behind the scenes. I've not worked on other stuff for a while, so and I've been focusing more on Beans World 77, my other channel. I've not been focusing on this channel. I've been focusing on the other one, and that's doing pretty well. I mean, when this channel started out 10 years ago, to get the way it's happening now, you'd have had to have a website, you'd have had to have a presence, you'd have had to even be monetized. But now, um, everybody using the platform has been allowed to grow before monetization. But I have reasons why I want the channel to make money. But if the channel did make money, I'm saying this on record, so you've got this. The money would go into the stuff I need for the channel, because it becomes a workplace. Then you see it as a workplace or a project, which is same equivalence. Only the difference between having a workplace and a project is when the money goes to project. For example, camera. Now, technically, that shouldn't be the first thing on your list. The first thing on your list should be, okay, so if I'm seeing YouTube as a job, what do I need to do? Well, okay, I can get an editor, but I don't want an editor. And the reason I don't want an editor at this stage in the games, two reasons. They'll want pay. They'll want like a percentage. But they won't just want percentage for the videos. They'll probably want percentage for the channel. And the second reason is, oh, and by the way, I don't think I'd be able to work well with them. Or even if I did work well with them, I don't think they'd be able to work well with me. How long would they be able to work with me before they decide to throw in the towel? That's me speaking as an employer, by the way. You know, if I was to employ someone, they'd have to be really good. I mean, I'm sort of employing people, not for YouTube, but for some other project that I'm doing, and it's going well. Um, I mean, that is a thing for the future. I mean, we're all worried about 2025. Who isn't? Policies change. So if I was doing YouTube, the paid route, um, the money would have to go to the things that I need for the channel. We all have wants and needs. But I think one of the things that I would definitely do is try and get more people involved. like it's difficult to support a big project at the moment. But the way to show you're serious about a project is to say, right, oh, I need this for that thing, and I need that for the other. I mean, YouTube is so much more pushy than anyone when it comes to, content uploading, because the algorithm is slightly slower on YouTube than it is, say, on Instagram or TikTok. They've gone more faster. Like Facebook's algorithm's quite slow, unless you're posting reels, which is different, which I'll talk about on another video, because we're using Facebook completely different to how, say, how, say, you would use Instagram or TikTok. And the thing is, you need, when you've got a presence, you need to learn how to grow that presence. And we've made videos about it, and those videos aren't up yet, but they will be. I mean, the Bean Towards 77 is a channel that I chill on. I'm not necessarily felt like I have to make a video. On this channel, it's like running on a hamster wheel. I have to make sure that every time I'm on this channel, like my stepdad signed in on the television, so he's not a subscriber. I don't class him as a subscriber. But I already mentioned that in my other video. But um, my the subscribers, the people that subscribe to the channel, they're subscribed to watch the content that they've subscribed for. The toy cash machine videos were doing well and everything, but I don't know. I was pushing, like, the vlog content is, there's a little bit of pretend and play in the vlogs. I've said that from the beginning. I've never let that go. But I am doing something which I wish Kevin Chapman did a few years, when he started his thing. Because I always thought his vlogs were going to push his Football Manager channel. I mean, when I went to Kevin Chapman, I found him through him doing a live with with Anna, they were talking about Andy. And I thought, oh, I'll see who this Andy is. And there he was. But I thought, when I watched Kevin Chapman and learnt who this guy was, I thought, if he's got another channel there, why is he not using the vlog to promote his other channel instead of, I don't know, it never went down that way. And now he's doing travel content, and he's run into a mistake of, not a mistake, but he's run into the thing of, start a new channel and whatever. Um, I don't know. It's difficult to say really what to do as a YouTuber. Only they're his channels, so um, his production though is more polished, and it will be because he's got a team of people that he works with. It's not just Sheepdog and this Chris guy. There's other people that he works with, but he's really worked for that. He's really worked for it. Um, But I think this channel, like I said, this channel should be, the pretend and play stuff will be there. That's not going to go. It's just to promote the secondary channel. The secondary channel is more pretend and play stuff, I guess, and me touching on things that I wouldn't touch on this channel. So there's those two things. You know, and um, oh, thank you, Anhol. What a lovely message. Um, I've got my headphones on, so you won't be able to hear what voiceover's saying. Thank the gods. Um, there's a lot to be said, really. We know where this channel's concerned, but the pretend and play stuff, like this channel, when you watch the vlogs and stuff. I mean, the Lazy Sunday videos, they were just me riffing off on a Sunday. But now it's gone a whole lot more. And I will show Seeing AI off. It won't be as good. And I will suggest you go and watch Tecmo's video of him using Seeing AI, which I thought was a lot better than me doing it. I often worry about fully sighted people review tech for visually impaired people, but Tecmo does it the best. I don't want to spoil the video. I really, really don't, because he doesn't just show it off like you see, like even blind people reviewing these things. It's a difficult one because I'm not Sam and I'm not, the other blind people. They they do what they do well, and it sort of becomes that channel, doesn't it? It's you know, it's like, hey, uh, this is you know, this is Jaws, and this is Supernova, and this is how I use such a thing, and this is how I use this thing, and it ends up being that channel, if you know what I mean. But see, Tecmo, um, I think he's got something wrong with his eyesight, but it's not totally gone. But um, I love it when he gets a piece of assistive technology and starts reviewing it, and he tries to with Tecmo. He still see, it's another thing. He still opens stuff up. There's not a lot of channels that do that still. He opens up to show us what's inside. Um, like that talking book player, he actually showed us. He took the player apart. He had two talking book. No, I don't know what he did. He took it apart though, and it was like, wow, this is amazing. But with Seeing AI, again, he took that app apart. We know as users, or I mean, it's brilliant. Tecmo's video, but I don't want to spoil it. I really don't. Even if you know what Seeing AI does and you know how it's used, Tecmo does totally different to a lot of users out there, and puts his spin on it, you know. But you should go on to his channel. He reviews so much, but I just love it because he'll get an item and give his thoughts on it, even take them apart. Some stuff he still does that with. You know, there is actually a rare talking book player, not those ones with the big tapes. There's like one with a turntable, a bit like a phonograph. Never really took off, but there was a rare few, and they made their own type of vinyl for it, and they're very rare. And there is a couple knocking around, and they're very expensive as well. The vinyl isn't though. The vinyl you can just get because vinyl plays on literally. Well, vinyl doesn't literally play on anything. You've got to be careful with that one, but it'll play on a turntable that can handle heavyweight vinyl. But yeah, the vlogs will still have their element to them. They'll still Some of them will be boring, but if you enjoy those vlogs that are boring, then that's a well done to me, isn't it? If you enjoy them, but I personally, a lot of the stuff I make on this channel, I don't enjoy anymore. Stuff on Bean's World, on the other hand, I enjoy. Uh, but again, I don't watch the stuff on that channel. Oops. I don't watch the stuff on that channel um, much, unless it's the Magic Toy Cupboard or the toy phones I reviewed. In fact, one of my toy phones I was never going to review. I was never going to review it because um, there wasn't many videos about. There were videos, but it was starting up and shutting down, or problems with the batteries. And then I made this one video of it working and what it does, and it literally got like 4K views. I was like, wow. But I'm going to keep vlogging and putting them out, even the boring ones, because the boring ones, They're more sort of a climax. Ooh, there's that word again. They're a climax to the big thing, you know? Or they might just be, okay, no video, but I can't get away with not putting a video out that week. If I'm putting a video out every week to show consistency at least, you know, if a video's ready and it's gonna go out, then it'll drop. I'll try and get it out before tea time, but I can't promise. It's when it goes after tea time. I don't know what it is. But I thought, oh, while I'm sat in the pub, I'll just upload this video. No, what's the problem with that? You know? And this week's video, just to throw a few spoilers in, it's got Thomas in. Um, it's got some issues which I've resolved, but I'll talk about them in the video. Um, because I am trying to get that other video out, but there's been problems. And it's taken me 2 weeks to resolve it. Anyway, what the? Yeah.